I'm back. Day 9 of embroidery bingo. All right, just wait for a couple people to join. Hello, welcome. I'm so excited to see if I get a stitch that is not a linear stitch today. I really hope so. Oh, hey, Liz. Hey, guys. Thanks for coming. Don't mind the huge fluorescent light above my head. I was talking to my husband last night, who's a marketer, so he thinks this way. And he's like, what about that light above your head? And I said, well, it's okay. It's just how it is. And I said, you know, we talk about being authentic, so this is authentic. He's like, well, you can be authentic and have it look good too. Like, yeah, but then that would require me moving to like a different spot. And this works. So here's me, and here's the light. All right, I'm gonna draw the stitch. You guys ready? Day 8. Let's see what it is. Hopefully not something linear. Da, da, da. Yay! Fly, attached fly, awesome. Oh, I'm freed from the linear land. All right, for anyone who's just joining, we're doing attached fly, or fly stitch and attached fly. All right, let me switch around. Okay. All right, so attached fly. All right, so one thing I wanted to talk about before we get started is a question that someone had asked. If you bought the full kit from us, then you got 2 different needles, and we included the 2 different needles so that you could have, something to choose from. The Boheen 22 has a larger eye, and that's great for if you're using all 6 strands. It's also great for if you're just having trouble threading the smaller needle. Just go ahead and use whatever works for you. The smaller needle is there for if you're using 3 strands or less, you can use that. But we just wanted to give you options, so feel free to use whatever is most comfortable for you. Okay. If you use a bigger hole, a bigger needle, it can leave holes in the fabric. But if it's there and you don't like the hole, you can also just try like scratching the fibers of the fabric, and that can come back together. If you're working on a display piece or something that you are going to give as a gift, you might want to work with a smaller needle, the smallest needle that you can comfortably work with. Based on your fabric, and like if it's a really tight weave, then you're going to want to use a smaller needle. If it's a bigger weave, you could use a bigger needle. So just play around with it, maybe on a sample piece of the fabric before you get stitching. Okay, all right, so the fly stitch, here, let me show you on ours. Here's mine. So mine was in a box that had 2 colors, so I just, filled it in based on the color. I used them as a fill stitch here, and then here they are as the attached. And then Bonnie's was in the same spot, and she did the same thing. Okay, so you can do it however you want, whatever's most uncomfortable with you. You have to run. Okay, bye Diane. All right, thanks for stopping by. Hi Kathleen. All right, okay. Okay, cool. So for the demo, I am going to, again, use... Oh, actually, wait. Let me find it on here. Oh, look at that. It's in the same spot again. Right here. Okay. So I'm going to be using purple and green for that. So I'm going to demo with... let's see. What do I want to add here? I'll use yellow. Hey, Bonnie. All right. Okay, so for the fly... I'll first show you the poke and pull method, and then I'll show you the sewing method. Okay, so you can come up in either direction. It just is personal preference. So I'm going to come up here. And then with my thumb, I'm going to hold this down and out of the way, and then go back in. And then before this loop closes, I'm going to drag my needle along and find the spot where I want to come up. And then pull it, and then it makes this little shape. now, hey Courtney from Washington, welcome. Hope you guys have some good weather over there. And it's morning for you too. Good morning. All right, and then we're going to tack that down. So here's where you can change the length of your tacking stitch depending on what look you're going for. So a traditional fly is just going to have a small little tacking stitch like that. But you could also lengthen it like that. You can also do your stitch really long, so like a U shape. In fact, we call it a U stitch. And then you could come up like way down here. Like that. In our mushroom and moss kit, we have some of that U stitch going on. So there, like that. Okay. All right. So that was not the best practice. It's best to, you know, like actually have your loop down before you pull it. Okay. So for the sewing method, you're going to come up. And then you're going to go in and back out like that. And you want to make sure your thread is underneath your needle like that. So you're going to come up on one of the points, go back down on the other top point, and then right back out at the bottom. Okay? Like that. All right, and then I'll show you the attached fly on my board. Okay, so let me put my hoop on. How was the eye doctors, Bonnie? Bonnie went to the eye doctors this morning. Is everything blurry for you? Okay, all right, got that in there. I'm gonna start with the purple. Okay, so I'll do the attached fly first. So the attached fly is pretty much the same. It just starts off good, but yes, so blurry. Yes, so blurry. I had an eye doctor that had this cool thing where, I don't know, you didn't have to get your eyes dilated. It was great. And then we switched eye doctors because our insurance changed and we can't go to that same eye doctor anymore. And the new eye doctor does the dilation, so that dilation's back in my life. Okay, so for the attached fly, it's nice to first start with just this little straight stitch right here. So if you're working on yours, you can do that little straight stitch first. And then you're going to come up on either side of your fly. It really doesn't matter. It's just up to you, whatever is most comfortable. And then go back down. And then you're going to come up right at the bottom of that first stitch that you did. This is a really nice stitch to use for, like you could fill leaves with it. It's really nice. I think we actually have that in our mushroom and moss too, is filling a leaf with that. So, okay. All right, and then instead of making a tiny little stitch to tack that down, I'm actually going to go right down to the bottom of the next one. Like that. Then come up, hold it, go back down, and then come up at the bottom of that previous tacking stitch. And this is kind of like yesterday when we were talking about the back stitch. You want to be mindful of not leaving a gap there if you can, and if that's the look you're going for. Okay, so now I'm going to switch colors. So I actually am going to do a tiny little tacking stitch to hold this down. Okay, I'm going to tie off. Stuck. Okay, and then I'm going to switch to the green. I'll just put the purple aside so I can switch to that. Oh, and I'm using three strands right now. I just noticed that this thread doesn't have a knot, so I'm just going to do a knot real quick here. Okay, So I'm going to now start this like I started it before. So I'm going to come up and do that one single straight stitch first. And come in at the bottom. And then go up. Hold that down. Go back in. And then come up at the bottom of the V. Oops, I went too far. Good thing about embroidery, you can just take it right out. So in my other job, I work as an executive function coach. So in case you don't know, because executive function is kind of a weird word, executive functions are like the skills that we use to get through every day. So time management, organization, prioritizing, thinking flexibly. So I work as a coach. And I also, I mentioned before, I also am doing a podcast for them. And I was working on it this morning. And the topic that we're talking about right now is failure and how to like deal with failure. And it's just, in general, it's great to fail. Yes, Courtney, isn't the attached fly nice? Because when you fail, you can figure out what will work better next time. So, as I am failing at this attached fly, I can learn something that will work better next time. But I was just thinking about that when I was talking about that this morning, that lesson is just so useful in many different aspects of our life. It's like, it's okay to fail. Let's just figure out what we can learn for next time. Okay. Don't worry, I won't wax too poetic today. All right, there we go. Come up at the end of that stitch before, and then go down. Yeah, so we are attaching them as we go. So you can do these, however you want. And that's what's great about this stitch, is that there's a lot of variation. In the length, the number of the number of strands, how close you stack them. Like you could do them right on top of each other. There's some space in between, but you could put them really close together. It's really pretty. Great for floral. Or you could do this as a border. That would be really pretty. And it looks way fancier than it is. Okay. Almost done with these greens. So this is one stitch I actually don't like doing the sewing method with. I prefer to do poke and pull. I think because it does require some precision. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to tie off. So Bonnie and I are having our stitch and chat tonight. We do it monthly. We've been doing it for over a year now. And it's really nice. People just stop in to say hi and chat and stitch. And it's very casual. Maybe we shouldn't call them failures anymore and just call them lessons. Yeah, I know. It's great. I like that. Okay. I should have done a little bit more green if I was sticking with the green. So I think I'm going to actually come back. Actually, no. I'm just going to have the purple go into the green. Be a little... See, I'm thinking flexibly. All right. Okay. So I'm going to start up here with the purple. I love this green and purple together. It's one of my favorite combinations of colors. second to turquoise and orange, or blue and orange. Nice, Kathleen. I'm sure there's a reason why we like them together. Green and purple, yeah. So good. Bonnie, are they opposite? No. Are they opposite on the color wheel? Why do we like them together? I know blue and orange are, so green and purple must be. No, green and red are. Tell me, Bonnie, tell me why I like purple and green. Bonnie's background is, well, as an artist, she also has a background in fashion design. So I'm sure when in fashion design, you have to know a lot about color. Oh, I'm almost done here. Purple and yellow, yes. That's nice. That they're opposite each other, right? All right, so with this last one, I'm just going to do a tiny tacking stitch right up to the edge. There we go. Ooh, looks so cool. All right. Just tie off. That would be a good one for weaving too. Okay. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go back in and add some, individual flies here by themselves. But so if you guys have any questions, be sure to send us a message, and please post your pictures of your boards as we progress. It's so much fun to see them, and I'm really glad that we're going to be doing the border now. It's so exciting to see everyone, looking forward to that. So. All right. Thank you, Marilyn. Okay, everybody. Have a great day. Happy stitching.